of the strangest and most complicated medical stories in modern history is the story of Lydia Fairchild. In 2002, Lydia found herself in an incredibly difficult situation. She was pregnant with her third child, and she was separated from her partner, Jamie Townsend. But despite everything, she was determined to provide for her children, determined to give them a better life than the one she had grown up with. And then her entire world collapsed. When she applied for government assistance in the state of Washington, something completely unexpected happened. Instead of help, she was accused of fraud. The state told her something unthinkable. They claimed she was not the biological mother of her own children. At the time, it was standard procedure. Anyone applying for government assistance for their children had to undergo DNA testing to confirm maternity and paternity. The results came back. Jamie Townsend was confirmed to be the father, but according to the DNA test, Lydia was not the mother. Lydia knew that was impossible. She was the one who carried all three of her children. She was the one who gave birth to them. She was the one who raised them. And suddenly, she was facing the possibility of losing her two older children. But it didn't stop there. The court ordered something even more disturbing. When her third child was born, a supervisor would be present in the delivery room to immediately collect DNA samples the moment the baby entered the world. Imagine that. 2 weeks later, the results came back. The same shocking conclusion. Lydia was not the biological mother of her third child either. And this despite the fact that witnesses had physically seen her give birth with their own eyes. The judge began to believe that Lydia must have manipulated the system somehow, that she had found a way to deceive the court. And in most cases, stories like this end there. But this one didn't, because Lydia's lawyer, Alan Tyndall, discovered something that would change everything. He found a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine about a woman in Boston named Karen Keegan. And her situation was just as strange. According to her DNA, she was not biologically related to her own children. The explanation: Karen had an extremely rare genetic condition called chimerism. So what does that mean? Most people carry one single set of DNA in every cell of their body, but a chimera carries two completely different sets of DNA. How does that even happen? It happens before birth. Very early in pregnancy, when a mother is carrying twins, sometimes two embryos fuse together and continue developing as one single person. One body, but two distinct genetic codes. Different DNA can exist in different parts of that one person's body. The study was published in 2002, the same year Lydia was fighting for her life in court. This was the turning point. The court ordered extensive new testing. Samples were taken from Lydia's hair, her skin, her blood, and other tissues. All of those samples showed only one DNA profile. But when doctors examined tissue from her cervix, they found something extraordinary. A second, completely different DNA profile. And that second DNA profile matched the DNA of her three children. When they compared that DNA to Lydia's mother, the children's grandmother, the biological relationship was confirmed. The case against Lydia was immediately dropped. It was finally proven she was the true mother of her children. What had really happened was astonishing. Her children inherited DNA from their father, Jamie Townsend, but they also inherited DNA from her unborn twin, the sibling who had merged with her when she was just an embryo in her mother's womb. In other words, genetically, her children were linked to the twin she had absorbed before birth. It sounds unbelievable. It sounds like science fiction, but it is a documented medical reality. Lydia Fairchild's case became one of the first publicly known cases of human chimerism, and it sparked a powerful discussion about the limits and potential flaws of DNA testing in legal systems. Because sometimes even science doesn't tell the whole story.